Hello, listeners. I'm the Bedtime Storyteller, and I hope that these series of stories will bring you peace before bedtime and make you sleep better. Also, where are you from and what time is it at your place? Next, I'm going to tell you about the 8th episode of the first season of The Candle in the Tomb. The second squad leader rushed out just 2 steps and stopped. An incredible scene appeared in front of us. The strange ladybug, exuding the breath of fire, split from 1 into 3, each of which was the same size as the original one. One of the 3 blue fireballs rushed directly to the second squad leader, and the other 2 rushed into the crowd like lightning. Including the second squad leader, the cook Zill, and the communication officer Sean, 3 people were hit by the fireball, and their whole bodies were burned. They all screamed miserably at the same time, twisted and struggled on the ground, trying to roll over to put out the fire on their bodies. A terrible thing happened. Because they were too nervous when facing the fireball just now, all the soldiers had opened the safety bolts of their guns, and the full bullets in the magazine were loaded. Sean, the communication soldier, was only 16 years old at the time. He lacked the courage and psychological endurance of the instructor and the second squad leader to face death. The devilish fire burned away his reason. Under the pain of being bitten by the flames, the semi-automatic rifle in his hand went off accidentally. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da-da-da. And 3 comrades were hit by the stray bullets he fired, and they all fell in a pool of blood. Things went in the worst direction. The instructor would rather commit suicide than let us shoot, but someone still shot in the end. Although being attacked by strange fireflies is terrible, it is not as terrible as the avalanche caused by gunshots. Avalanches mean a catastrophe. No one in the squad will survive. In the valley under the big glacier, shouting may only have a 30% chance of triggering an avalanche, but gunshots will have a 200% chance of bringing the most terrible consequences. Seeing Sean's rifle go off in a state of confusion, stray bullets flew around and killed 3 comrades by mistake. I didn't have time to think about it. I gritted my teeth, picked up the rifle in my hand, and fired 3 bursts, knocking down Sean, the second squad leader, and Lao Zhao, who were struggling in the fire. The sound of rifle bullets echoed in the valley. The valley was very narrow, and the mirror-like ice wall of the glacier was like a natural big speaker. The sound of gunfire, shouting, and crying echoed in the valley for a long time. I had not yet recovered from the pain of shooting my comrades with my own hands. My mind was full of their voices and smiles when they were alive. My mind became blurred. Suddenly I felt a chill on my head. I came to my senses and touched it with my hand. It turned out that a snowflake fell on my forehead. The weather was clear at that time, and the sun was shining brightly in the sky. It was impossible to snow at this time. As soon as I touched the snowflakes, my heart sank. The first thought that came to my mind was, finally, an avalanche has occurred. At this time, a blue fireball flew up from the burning bodies of the 3 dead comrades. At this moment, there was no need to worry about shooting. Trevor's shooting skills were the most accurate among the members of the squad. He picked up the rifle without aiming and fired 3 shots. Each shot hit the center of the fireball. The ladybug inside was far smaller than the caliber of the bullet. The entire body of the insect was shot away by the bullet, and the flame disappeared. After this short and cruel conflict, there were 8 soldiers in our class. plus the second squad leader and instructor, a total of 10 people. Now only the big guy, Trevor, and I are still alive. There are 3 soldiers, Logan and Lonning, and 2 intellectuals. More and more snow foam fell from the top of my head, and there was a rumbling sound in the sky. The whole valley was shaking. I raised my head and looked up. The snowboard above rolled up a storm like a white tsunami, rolling towards the valley where we were. The big guy pulled me and shouted, "Just who? Damn it, what are you still looking at it this time? Hurry up and put it down." We were in the middle of the valley. The snow from the avalanche would definitely fill up the entire valley. There was no place to run, but at this critical moment of life and death, humans would always instinctively make a last struggle. Lonning had already fainted on the ground out of fear. The big guy carried her on his shoulders. Trevor and I dragged Logan and ran to the other side of the glacier, hoping to climb to the slightly higher hillside on the opposite side before the avalanche fell, to fight for this last ray of hope. In the most desperate moment, we did not throw away the guns in our hands. The gun is part of the life of a soldier. Throwing away the gun means throwing away the honor of the soldier. But we could not take care of anything else. We threw away all kinds of equipment. We wanted to untie the backpack on our body and throw it away, but it was too late in a hurry. The 5 survivors pulled each other and ran wildly. The avalanche came too fast, sweeping in with overwhelming force. The valley was shaken by the energy of the snow avalanche, and the ground shook for a moment. I had heard people talk about avalanches before, but I never imagined that there would be such a powerful silver wave between heaven and earth. Everyone was so desperate that they couldn't escape even if they had 2 more legs. However, there is always a way out. The violent vibration caused by the avalanche caused a large crack that tilted downward on the steep slope in front of us. The snowstorm swept in from the sky. Everyone had no time to think about it and rushed into the crack in the rocks. The slope under the crack was very steep. They didn't expect there was such a big drop below. They fell down in a pile and rolled a few times to the bottom of a big hole. Then a huge snowboard rolled down from behind, blocking the crack tightly, stirring up countless snow foam, choking the 5 people and coughing violently. There was a rumbling sound above my head for a long time before it calmed down. From the sound, I don't know how many tons of snow had been covered on top. It was impossible to see anything in the dark. Everyone escaped death. After a long time, someone spoke. He spoke with a northeastern accent. I knew it was the big guy. The big guy asked, "If you can still breathe, please make a sound." Just who? Trevor, Logan, Lonning, are you all here? I felt like my whole body was about to fall apart. I was in so much pain that I couldn't speak for the time being. I only hummed twice to show that I was still alive. Trevor agreed, took out a flashlight, and shone it around. Lonning sat on the ground with a dull look in his eyes, as if he was not injured. Logan fell beside him, his eyes closed and unconscious. His left leg calf bone was broken, and half of the white bone was exposed outside.